Hi everybody, welcome back to Willie's American Guitars. It's video time, yay! So, I had a request to talk about this. This is a J45. We got this from the original owner. And it had a new bridge put on, it had a pickup put in, but it's a 67 J45, and I had a guy in the other day that says, I don't do collectibles, I don't do collectibles. What if the guitar you bought at $5,000 was the same price as a new one, except went up 10% a year? That's bad? A lot of people worry about old guitars having, like, what'll happen to them? What, will they just dry out? Are they going to break? Do they wear out? Stradivarius violins are 200-300 years old. Guitars can be expected to last that age, and will they need repair? Yes. Frets might wear out. Generally speaking, I think you can trust that anything from Willie's has gone through. If there's a need that needs to be done, we did it. And we'll tell you what those other things are that might need future consideration. But all guitars will need some sort of repair, new or used. But used guitars, the wood tends to be stable. Anything that would have happened to them probably did happen to them by now, unless you abuse them, keeping them really, really dry, leaving them in the sun. I mean, these are fragile instruments. Even a new one is going to be fragile as well. What you get out of something like this, which is a 1967 J45, you get old wood. Now, they spent a lot of time talking about aging wood, but this is a 1967, so we're at, what, 50 years of aging? Or you could get an aged baked wood thing that's, baked for a couple of months. You decide. But these also have Brazilian rosewood fingerboards. If it had the original bridge, it would have been a Brazilian rosewood bridge. I love this guitar. It has a pickup, it's a great investment, and you are in the same price range as, say, a better quality J45 that was born yesterday. And I think this is a really cool guitar that someone is going to love. Plus, on this is the darker sunburst. Generally, these get a little more cherry sunburst, but this is a beautiful two-tone, which normally only comes on 50s J45s. But they called this tobacco burst, and it was an option. Optional colors are different than custom colors, and segue. Time for me to segue to this. This is a 1964 guitar. This comes from my personal collection. And I've had this for a long time. Check this out. It's black on the back. So as you look at it from the side, it's a regular J50. These J45s and J50s are the same guitar. From each year, they made J45s, and for 10% more, you got better wood on a J50. You could see the wood, it was clear, no blemishes, so these are the same guitar. Lately, J45s are a little more popular just because of the color. People like the sunburst. But 25 years ago, everybody would pick the J50 first because they like the wood. And then I'll show you too, this guitar is a 64, and it has a different headstock pitch than this guitar, which is a 67. It's actually a little deeper in the headstock pitch. It's also a bigger neck as a 64. In 65, they did three things. They changed the headstock pitch just a little bit. They changed the nut width, so it's a little smaller neck. That was the fashion of the day. Everybody wanted smaller necks. They figured it was a little more hand-carved. And then the parts went from nickel to chrome. On an acoustic guitar, that doesn't matter. But this 64 has nickel cloisons on it. This 64 has the only one I've ever seen. And I've been doing this for a long time. Look at my hair. I'm an old guy. I've never seen another black-backed J50. it probably was to cover up wood blemishes. But it ends up being really cool, especially just like a black Les Paul Custom. You have this yellowed binding and this black finish. And this guitar is a phenomenal. Really that nice upper mid-range sound you get out of mahogany, a little shorter scale, so a little easier to bend. You know, when I got this at a guitar show from a guy who was from Alabama, and it is a very rare natural over black back and neck, factory original. And this has the Brazilian rosewood board, Brazilian rosewood bridge, and this is interesting, that he called this the Black Heart. I think he was suffered from a breakup recently, because he called it Jess for Jezebel. Whatever. I don't make this stuff up. So, I've never seen another one this. I left this note inside the case. In 45 years, I've never seen this color, where it's blonde on top and black on the back and sides. Later in Gibson history, they did black guitars, all the way black, as custom colors to try to, you know, pick up sales. They did some limited numbers of guitars, but this is not necessarily a custom color, but it's an odd anomaly. It sounds great. It's got the big neck. Anything that needs to have been done to it has been done to it. Meet, if you will, Jess, the Dark Heart. And I think for someone, there's a lot of songs in here. So there you go. I wanted to share that with you. We've got these two. This is just coming in. It's part of my collection. And honestly, my wife and I are looking at houses right now, so I've decided I'm going to let Jezebel, the Dark Heart, go.